Live, WECT News begins now with breaking news.
All right, breaking news in your first alert traffic this afternoon. As you can see here, major backups there as you're coming in from Brunswick County, backed up all the way there to that Leland overpass. As you're heading toward Wilmington and over the Cape Fear Memorial Bridge, there was a disabled log truck that had been broken down. It has been removed from the scene, so that's gone. No issues there, except for the fact that traffic just trying to get a little bit back to normal here as we continue on through the day. So use another route if you can this afternoon. One other thing that will impact your traffic this afternoon is the lane closure on the US 421 near Spencer Farlow Drive. Right southbound lane closed. That's going to start at 12:30, wrap up at 4. And that's a look at your first alert traffic. And we have a breaking news update on a deadly crash in Wilmington. Police confirmed that a second person has died as a result of the crash that happened Wednesday afternoon on Oleander Drive near Greenville Loop Road. The motorcyclist killed 22-year-old Tacoma Retta died at the scene. A passenger in the other car involved, 62-year-old Ophelia Landa, died later at the hospital. Police say Retta was traveling at a high rate of speed. Witnesses who spoke to officers estimated speeds approaching 90 to 100 miles an hour. That investigation still going on. A man charged in the murder of a Bladen County man indicted on another murder. Nikolai Hubling faces a first-degree murder charge now in Tennessee. Right now, Hubling in the Bladen County jail awaiting trial for the first-degree murder charge in the death of this man, 81-year-old William Lowry. He was killed in August of 2024. Nearly a month after it reopened to traffic, crews are putting the finishing touches on a new roundabout at the intersection of River Road and Independence Boulevard in Wilmington. City spokesperson says the plan always had final paving and striping done after the reopening. Lane closures will last from 9 to 4 this week as the work wraps up. And we continue to follow this morning's breaking news. British police announcing the arrest of former Prince Andrew today on his 66th birthday after weeks of revelations over the former prince's friendship and dealings with Jeffrey Epstein. NBC's Raf Sanchez reports this arrest is based on suspicion of misconduct in public office.
This is a fast-moving situation, but here's what we know. Former Prince Andrew was arrested early this morning by police at his home in Norfolk in the east of England and is being held on suspicion of misconduct in public office, essentially that he abused his position as a public official. Now, police are not releasing many details at this point, but we do know that within that massive trove of files released by the Department of Justice on the Epstein case were several emails sent from Andrew to Epstein in 2010. Andrew at the time was serving as a trade envoy for the UK government, and these files appear to contain sensitive UK government trade documents. Now, Andrew has faced repeated allegations of sexual abuse, allegations he's denied. That is not what he is being arrested for today, but we are hearing from the family of his most prominent accuser, Virginia Roberts-Giuffre, one of Epstein's trafficking victims who died by suicide earlier this year. Her family telling NBC News that they are exceptionally proud of the role that their late sister played in bringing transparency and a spotlight on this case. We are also hearing from King Charles about the arrest of his younger brother. I want to read you just a little bit of that statement. The King saying, "I have learned with the deepest concern the news about Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and suspicion of misconduct in public office. What now follows is the full, fair and proper process by which this issue is investigated in the appropriate manner and by the appropriate authorities." It is hard to overstate how unprecedented this situation is. We have been speaking to royal historians. Nobody can think of a parallel in the modern era where you have the younger sibling of the sitting monarch in police custody and potentially facing charges. Raf Sanchez, NBC News, London.
Well, 1 year after she was almost kidnapped, a woman is sharing her story by speaking out in the hopes someone can identify her attacker. Take a look at this video. Kinsey Jones says a man walked into the Scotchman on Carolina Beach Road where she was working. He went into the bathroom, then came out and told her something was wrong with the toilet. When she went to go check, she said nothing was wrong. And when she walked back to the counter, you can see there, he grabs her. She says she got away by threatening him with a knife and using what she'd learned in self-defense class.
Just knew to dead weight and just drop all my weight to the ground as soon as he grabbed me, and fought like hell. I fought as hard as I could because I didn't know what he was going to do if he got me in the bathroom. And I just tried to make myself as big and as loud as I possibly could. The second I got his hand off my mouth, I screamed like I've never screamed before.
All right, if you think you might have recognized the man in that video or you need another look at it, we have that, as well as the number for the detective working on this particular case. It's in a story on your WECT News app right now. Jones urges that you take a look and help if you can.
All right, time for a check of that first alert forecast as we look to the next big thing. Frankly, temps will continue to be mild the end of the work and school week, but it's this weekend we're now watching. A rainy weekend cold front could have a few storms to contend with as well. Let's dive right into cloud and future radar modeling as we head through the rest of the afternoon. Can't rule out a stray shower, enough instability to support a couple of those passersby. Anything that does develop just falling really in the form of rain. We got plenty of clouds to work with, and that'll be the same case heading into Friday afternoon. Now I want to turn your attention to Saturday. Some developing showers and at times some heavy thunderstorms as well, to the point where the Storm Prediction Center has outlined a marginal risk for severe weather. So what does that mean? That means a first alert weather day now for Saturday for the potential for severe weather. Now it is going to be rather conditional. We find ourselves in a kind of low cape scenario, so the energy may not necessarily be there, but these are going to be convecting storms, right? High shear, low cape in that kind of sense. So not everyone is going to pick up on thunderstorms, but those that do could have the risk of seeing a couple severe thunderstorm warnings issued as a result. We'll continue to keep you posted as new data comes in. From a rainfall standpoint, this is likely still going to be a good thing as we look at several more tenths of an inch of rain. Remember, consistency is key here if we're looking to alleviate the drought. And based on the new report coming out this morning, looks just like last weekend. So all of that rain that we had, not really making a big dent in the bucket, so to speak. So we'll continue to look for opportunities for rain. And for the time being, this weekend is going to be the best chance for that. Our Easy Pro Express First Alert Skycam takes us high atop the Murchison building to downtown, of course, where we've got clouds and temps in the mid-60s. It's going to be a struggle to get back up close to 70. We may still be able to do it by the time we hit this afternoon. Southwesterly winds just shy of 10 miles an hour. Notice dew points in the 50s. I think that'll be very important as we head through first thing tomorrow. Other temps close to 70 if they're not quite there just yet. Upper 50s in and along the coast. As we have that ocean water influence limiting any temperature growth there. So 70s at best. Mainland zones, it'll be easier to get there. The beaches are going to struggle to climb through the rest of the 60s. I mentioned those dew points in the 50s. That's where we see overnight lows dip tonight, middle and upper 50s. So I think we have the potential there to deal with a little fog first thing in the morning. Middle and upper 70s tomorrow. Slightly higher chance for some showers, maybe a rumble of thunder. But really, fog's probably going to be the big thing that will get your attention for the end of the week. So perhaps a good idea to pack in just a little extra time, especially if you live close to the coast. I think that's going to be a spot a little more prone to it. So you see the first alert weather day tag there for Saturday. Closing ceremonies for the Olympic Winter Games on Sunday. And then what happens post front? Well, Kim, temps drop. It's a return to winter. At least we don't have any precipitation to go along with that. Eventually back into the 50s and 60s with our next rain chance the end of next week. Back to you.
Well, right now the town of Chadbourne is under a boil water advisory. It goes for the entire town. Officials say the advisory is due to a planned water system shutdown. Folks in the area may experience low water pressure and discolored water over the next 2, maybe 3 days. All water used for drinking, cooking, brushing your teeth should be boiled, and that advisory will remain in effect until further notice. Later today, the Cape Fear Public Utility Authority will give an update as they extend public water service in northern New Hanover County. The project, powered by state and federal grants, would provide public water to neighborhoods currently serviced by private wells. Today, a public meeting on the Bayshore Water Extension Project in Porter's Neck starts at 6 at Eaton Elementary School on Gordon Road. If you've got some time to spare today and good veins, there's a community blood drive sponsored by the Wilmington Kiwanis Masonic Lodge number 319 and the Rotary Club of Wilmington. It's being held at Independence Mall, the empty store next to Avita and the Dillard's Wing. It's underway now and it runs until 4. We know that beauty can cost money, but our national investigative team is uncovering it's more than a financial cost that women across the nation are feeling, specifically when it comes to hair straightening products.
What was the experience like whenever you would get your perms?
Oh God, in the beginning it was awful. My scalp would burn and had little miniature sores. I thought they were just part of the process.
Coming up on WECT News at 5, our national investigative team shares a year-long investigation into chemical hair relaxers, combing through hundreds of pages of FDA data and examining why many of these products for people with curly and textured hair remain on the market. I want to give you a reminder, while the Winter Olympics continue, we will not air our usual WECT News at midday or first at 4 newscasts, but we'll still bring you your top stories and weather updates like we are now at noon and 4 on live stream. You can watch on our website, our Facebook, and our YouTube page. Thanks for joining us for WECT News at midday. We hope you have a great afternoon.
Stream One-on-One with John Evans podcast on these platforms or on WECT.com. Politicians, business leaders, entrepreneurs, athletes, and entertainers. You'll know them better after hearing them on One-on-One with John Evans.
Sponsored by Glow Med Spa.
Five-star reviews. It's a Glow thing. GlowMedSpa.com.